Over the past decade, the internet, more specifically YouTube, has seen the rise and fall of many content creators. Whether it be from lack of uploading, or change of content, or maybe it's just that the creators wanted to move on to other projects. Many commentators and creators over time reach the end of their careers through simple and honest means. However, not all creators leave the internet or site, especially when it's about time they hang up their content creator cape. These specific content creators instead found a thriving career out of essentially being mocked or made fun of by their audience. These kinds of creators that I'll be talking about today are most commonly referred to as lolcows. Now, for those just now discovering what a lolcow is and what clarity they are, as I just previously said, creators that act in certain ways that cause in some form or fashion drama usually result in the viewer or fan mocking or making fun of the creator in their comments section or giving donations in order for the creator to perform embarrassing acts. And today I wanted to touch the ever-revolving door of content farming that these lolcows are. One of the earliest known YouTubers, DarkSidePhil, otherwise known as DSP, would start his career on the internet with the fighting game community.
EVO, or Evolution Championship Series, was becoming the end-all be-all for competitions in the fighting game community. Every year the event grew. It grew rife with competition, controversy, diversity, and of course, increased attendance of DarkSidePhil.
East Coast versus West Coast.
During this time, he would earn a bad reputation as he was a vocal trash talker and heel within the community. To those wondering what a heel is a wrestling term for someone who acts or performs like a villain for the story and the crowd to cheer against. Think of people like Randy Orton when he had his very public matches with Triple H in which he would attack Triple H's home.
A heel is someone, typically in wrestling, that is an inconsiderate or untrustworthy person, and due to their distasteful nature, the wrestling community actually enjoys matches with them, as getting trounced on is the ultimate satisfying outcome.
Eventually, learning that he could make money from his upload on the internet, began to post more and more content. This included dozens of Let's Plays in a single day.
If he did a 4-hour recording session, that amounted to 25 videos, and those 25 videos were uploaded from November 28th to November 29th. That was 25 uploads in just 2 days.
To doing a series of vlogs of him cooking food.
I'll whip up a couple of express mode bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, which include 6 pieces of white bread.
Over time, while earning money, Phil would gain a lucrative contract with an early YouTube competitor, Blip.tv. Though, no matter the money he would earn, Phil would always be tight with money, showing that Phil would be very loose with his spending, as numerous collectibles would be noticed in his videos.
His closet, even with items optimally stored, was overfilled.
What I want to look at is just to show you what a mess the inside of my fucking closet is. I'm not going to go all the way because my luggage is actually spilling out, but look at all the boxes I've got from the models.
Phil did not value or understand money, except when it came to others.
This would be just the tip of the iceberg, as Phil would eventually have the biggest controversy of his spending habits. Those being the thousands of dollars he would spend on a WWE mobile game instead of paying his taxes.
DSP is indeed DarkSidePhil. If they can attach this account to Phil, then that alone proves that Phil spent tens of thousands of dollars on this game.
With becoming tens of thousands of dollars in debt, many would point out the lies of DSP and his many misleading streams in hopes of gaining more tips and money to feed his frivolous spending habits. Though this would not be his only major controversy. The other most notable thing to happen to DSP would be a single moment and mistake that landed him the nickname, That Guy.
This Twitch user had the bad idea of prematurely turning on his camera. Right before starting the live stream, he gives himself a short break to relax.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know.
Having played with his wand on a live stream, Harry Potter had unknowingly shown the world what happens when you accidentally take a love potion. This would forever stick with DSP as the biggest thing he would be remembered for other than his WWE mobile game spending. Most of the time now, not much is worth noting of DSP other than his bad takes on video games when he is unable to properly play them. Boogie2988, quite possibly most famous and blatant lolcow on the internet,
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet.
Boogie2988, real name Steven, began his career early on during the start of YouTube.
Ancient times of ye old 2006, the first video was uploaded to the Boogie2988 channel.
Boogie would eventually get his break on the site with the introduction of his character Francis, a stereotypical angry gamer.
He uploaded a video of Francis angry at World of Warcraft not working. Well, that's when people really began to notice this.
Eventually, Boogie's success and reputation would grow, earning him the moniker of the Mr. Rogers of YouTube, though this image of Boogie would change after his divorce and would soon become known as a massive fence-sitter, even defending Anita Sarkeesian for bullying him at an anti-bullying convention.
Anita came up to him and began berating him for saying his piece when she didn't have an opportunity to respond. This led audiences to criticize Anita, saying that she was an awful human being who had been mean to Boogie.
Boogie then made a video discussing this event and was accused of pandering to her and acting in cowardice against such a disliked figure.
Even worse for Boogie, he would make the ultimate mistake, with that being the move to begin streaming and thus showing the fanbase the real Boogie2988.
This is the world's tiniest violin, okay? Playing the tiny little fucking dirge for how little of a shit I give about what fucking Reddit thinks about me.
The black person.
Sparkle, I'm glad to hear you're still black. And thanks for 2 months of support, man. That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color, or is it not? I don't know. Hooker. One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for the hooker. One for me and one for my hooker.
With the internet turning on him more and more, Boogie would find himself in a number of controversies, such as shooting a gun in a school zone.
Is this what we have to do? I'm asking you to leave, Sam.
Sam?
Cameron, I don't know your fucking name.
Boogie shot a gun in a school zone, which landed him in county jail, which he was bailed out of at the tune of $5,000.
No one. And his take on rapists and Nazis.
Like me or Darkside Phil or Wings of Redemption looks down on you, you must be one of the worst pieces of shit alive. And these are the people who take things out of context. They take something someone tweeted, something someone said, tries to make it look worse than it really is, for the purposes of just destroying somebody's life. If you are this person, I ask you a favor. Please keep doing it to me. Don't do it to other people. Let me be a martyr here. Martyr me. I'm going to stay online. I'm going to stay alive as long as I can. I'm going to waste as much of your time as you can. I'm going to say as much shit and do as much shit as I can to keep your attention so you don't do it to somebody else. I'm here for you to torture me and only me. I'm going to make a living letting you torture me. I'm going to be the next Darkside Phil. I'm going to be the next Wings of Redemption. I'm going to spend every day online to keep you fucking busy so you don't do it to somebody else. But I want you to know, I think you are the lowest of the low. I think you are the worst of the worst. I think that there are fucking rapists and Nazis out there who, even though they are rapists and fucking Nazis, they are more redeemable than you because at least they're doing something they fucking believe in.
To his attempt to make money in crypto only to lose all that he had gained and result to begging his remaining fans online. 2 events would then transpire for Boogie as he attempted to regain some form of popularity. Those being his boxing match with Rings of Redemption.
Patiently waiting. Oh my God.
Wow. Wouldn't it be interesting if, like, because I mean, at this point,
and his documentary showing his life by Mike Klum. Unfortunately, neither of these would help Boogie's image and instead would garner more hate as it was clear he never took the boxing match seriously and was beaten senseless. Nor did the documentary show him in a good light. In fact, it showed him in an even worse light as the extent of his frivolous spending came to light as it was revealed he spent more of his money on hookers and sugar babies that he never even slept with. For Boogie, he needed new ways to make money as his normal ways were no longer paying for his spending habits. This Boogie did the unthinkable and chose to scam his fans with a crypto scam called Fatty Coin.
Now, Boogie ran a crypto scam. He pushed a crypto scam on his audience known as Fatty Token. Basically a meme token, as he calls it, where basically he pretended to be Andrew Tate, exposed his audience to the Solana meme coin on this website called Pump.fun, where, again, his fans get exposed, like, to a shark of crypto investors and scammers, and basically people end up losing money, okay? That's unfortunately the reality of the situation.
Boogie would argue that he couldn't return the money to CoffeeZilla because he had spent the money on his cancer medical bills, but even that will come to light as a lie. As thanks to the streamer Destiny, the ultimate Boogie lie will come to light. Boogie2988 for years had been thinking that
But I got diagnosed last year, almost a year and a half ago, with a form of cancer, polycythemia vera, which is a blood cancer, which in a healthy person's body has a prognosis of like 20 years, and in my old dying body, not so much. As time went on, I became aware that it might not be.
At the end of the day, it was the right thing to do. And
answer. With everything having come to light, Boogie now has gone down the internet history as one of the worst people to exist on the internet. From internet fame as a Mr. Rogers character to truly vile scammer and habitual liar, Boogie2988 deserves all the hate he gets in his downfall, and shall forever be known as Tipples the Clown.
I'm Tipples, the motherfucker.
The final locale on this video is one that I think we can all agree has certainly turned around his fortunes. Wings of Redemption, as of very recently having joined the Locale Live podcast for the most part, has been able to turn his image around thanks to being next to the likes of Boogie.
Yes, my mother twitted my fucking Tipples!
Wings of Redemption will begin his career as a Call of Duty streamer, gaining notoriety for his skill, but would eventually begin becoming known for something far more entertaining than his gaming skills, that being his rage quitting. The constant rage baiting the people watching his streams would cause would turn Wings into one of the first locales on the internet, much to the likes of DSP and Boogie. Yet, unlike the previous locales, Wings would do something different than them, and that was take the second chance presented to him by Keemstar to change his fortune. Wings would take his boxing match seriously, losing some weight and actually developing some form for his fight, completely swamping Boogie in his matchup.
Wouldn't it be interesting if, like, because I mean, at this point, I'm presuming...
While he didn't end up losing more weight afterwards, he has shown that even to this day, he is very limber and physically capable. Even more so, his image would go up with the internet with the introduction of the Locale Live podcast. While he wasn't immune to his own outbursts, Wings would quite often be the calm one next to the Boogie, often having one-liners and zingers for Boogie's actions and antics.
Because I can't afford the medication.
Why can't you afford the medication?
Because I lost my fucking job!
In the end, Wings would go on to really earn the moniker of his full name, Wings of Redemption, as by just being a part of the podcast, he's nearly completely turned around the image of a raging fat gamer to calm one-liner speaking host of the podcast. Many locales, like those mentioned here in this video, quite often fail to change, as many of them are in their positions to do so to a sense of narcissism that makes them believe they're smarter than everyone else and shouldn't change, much like Boogie or DSP. Some find a chance to change, but still attempt to make it seem like it was all their plan in doing so, like Nick Ocado. But some very few actually put in the effort to becoming something else and strip the locale image entirely in an arc of redemption. Whatever they decide to do, locales will probably always exist as long as the internet exists, because there's always going to be some who sniffs their own farts enough that we can point and laugh at. Thank you all for coming to my talk on locales, who they are, and some of the prime examples of them currently within our internet space. If you enjoyed this essay-style video and wish to see more, then feel free to like and subscribe to the channel and video to show your support. This has been another episode of Galaxy's Cantina. I'm your essayist and lore man, JD, signing off. May the Force be with you. Peace.